We're joined by the head football coach of Tennessee. The Vols are third-ranked nationally. They're 7-0. They're 3-0 in the SEC. They have a big one coming up on Saturday against number 19 Kentucky. They are just straight up one of the great stories in college football. We are joined by Vols head coach Josh Heuple. Josh, it is so good to have you back. How are you?
Hey, awesome to be on the show. Appreciate you having me on.
So good to have you, Josh. I appreciate you. So you stepped into a really challenging situation in January of 2021, yet less than 2 years later, Josh, you're 7-0. You're ranked third in the nation. The turnaround, frankly, has been breathtaking. Are you yourself at all surprised at how quickly this thing has flipped?
Yeah, I don't know if surprise is the right word. We had a lot of climbing to do to get to this point. The great thing is, inside this building, we got great coaches who are like-minded. They're willing to compete every single day, but they got great relationships with their kids. And our players, man, just how they've changed in their daily habits and their connection to one another. They truly love being in the building. We have fun. We compete really hard every day together, but it's been a great team to coach, and this journey's been fun. We use the phrase, good teams continue to get better throughout the season. These guys have been great in their practice habits, and we've been doing that every week.
We are talking to Tennessee head coach Josh Heuple. They've got Kentucky coming up tomorrow. And Josh, let me put it another way. Surprise might not be the word, but if I were to say to you, when you accepted that job in January of 2021, and I'm going to ask you to do something that you would never, ever do, and that's look beyond the next moment. If I asked you back in January of 2021 that you would be talking to people like me about the possibility of winning a national championship this year, what would you have said?
Yeah, probably in reality would have said it was going to probably take some more heavy lifting in a few more years. But this ride's been fun. This group has been great, and who they are as people is why we've continued to play the way that we have.
You know what? I can tell how much you love that group. Let me ask you this. You always hear coaches talk about changing the culture. What was morale like when you arrived, and what was the culture that you were looking to instill?
Yeah, truly, they had gone through a lot of adversity. Obviously, the season before wasn't as successful as anybody would have wanted, or the expectations here at Tennessee. A lot of unknowns for really a month and a half, 2 months, kind of leading up to my time of arriving. And through that, we had a lot of kids that had left through the portal. I think close to 30 guys that had gone and played somewhere else. I think like 24, 25 of them were starting at other FBS programs. And we just, and there was a lot of uncertainty. And from the moment we got here, the first thing we did is just started having fun in the building, and through that was able to get a clear message to these guys about what our habits were going to be. It's really amazing, just this group of individuals, their ability to stick together change the power T. And this is one of the great traditions in college football. 2 years ago we weren't at our highest, but the passion and the feeling from our fan base is unlike anything. It's really proud of these guys. They've changed Tennessee forever.
It's amazing. Josh Heuple joining us. It seems to me, and again, I'm on the outside looking in, Josh, but what I'm really impressed with is what you just said. You are having fun. They're having fun. Now, that does not mean that the standard is not the standard. That does not mean that you're not asking for accountability, responsibility, and discipline, but you can have all those things and still have fun. What about the locker room? For instance, how important is it to have leadership inside the locker room? And then what kind of marks would you give this group in that regard?
Yeah, the only way you have a championship season is championship leadership from within. Coaches don't change from year to year, and it's the leadership from within the locker room and their ability to have a sense of accountability to one another. And man, we got dynamic leaders. During the off season, we spent every Wednesday really dealing with leadership, communication, expectations within our football team. And those leaders really, had opportunities to get in front of their groups, in front of their peers, and succeed in communication, fail too, but learn through that process. And by the time we got on the field in spring ball, it was just a completely different football team than the year before. And at times as a coach, it was hard to go coach a player because, someone at his position was already helping him and communicating with him about, what he did right or what he did wrong. And, once you have that within your program, man, like you said, we're having fun every day. We can have high standards. We can have high expectations. We can have accountability. But you can still absolutely love what you're doing and who you're doing it with every single day. And this group does.
Tennessee head coach Josh Heuple joining us. So when you talk about leadership, you got to look at Hendon Hooker. Now, I understand he's 24. I understand he's in his 6th year as a senior. Clearly, he's going to be mature. But what has he brought your program since transferring from Virginia Tech, both on and off the field?
Yeah, he grew so much in year one, just as a football player, understanding of offense, what we do, defenses, and certainly fundamentally and technique-wise. Had made those same strides again this offseason, made another jump in his game. Everybody across the country can see that. In year 2, though, being the starter, it's the first time he wasn't really entrenched in a quarterback battle during his entire career. So comfortable in who he is, but now he was able to take his habits, his expectations, his energy, and transcend that through our entire football team every single day. And you see him, you feel him every moment of every day inside of our building and certainly on the field. And he's a major reason we're playing the way that we are.
Josh Heuple joins me for a few more moments, having a great conversation. So you beat Kentucky at their place last season, another great opportunity, but a great challenge coming up this weekend. I'm curious, when you think about that game last year, did that maybe set a tone for the rest of the season for your team last year? Like, how critical was that particular win?
Yeah, I think there's, moments in your program as you climb that kind of get to you to the next level within your program. And, last year's ability to go on the road at Kentucky and play the way that we did, come out with a win, it was a big moment for our football team. And, last year we were a team that, started out as a team that hoped, then became a team that believed. This football team expects to win every time that we're on the field. Last year's Kentucky game gave us confidence and momentum, helped entrench the habits that we as a coaching staff and from our leaders wanted to have in our building every day. So absolutely, that was a big moment for us.
It seems to me, Josh, like you're handling this obviously with aplomb. I mean, you've been here as a big-time player, a big-time coach, and you know what to do. They're going to take their lead from you. I can't imagine these players, though, have been in this spot. Now you're 3rd ranked nationally. You're undefeated. There's incredible hype. There's incredible expectations. So what do you do with that as it relates to the players? For instance, do you want them to lean into that and embrace it, or do you want them to just kind of tune it out and ignore it? What do you do with all these great expectations and hype now?
Man, 20 years ago, I might have said to myself or my teammates, man, ignore the outside noise. That's just not reality. One of the things that I learned just, from my playing days is it's okay and you should embrace and enjoy the moments, man. And we as a program, when I talk to my team, man, I'm going to tell them, enjoy ball walk, man. That's the most unique thing in sports. Take it in, soak it in. These players have built this. And our fan base is on fire. There'll be 45,000 people there 2 hours before the game for our ball walk. It's 102,000 every time we step out on the field. Enjoy running through that tee. Look up in the stands. Enjoy the energy, and then once the ball's teed up, then let's go compete really hard and reset every single play. But I think it's important that you enjoy those moments along the journey, because I think that spurs you on to continue the climb that we're on.
I like that. So one last thought. You mentioned what the atmosphere is going to be like. Let's talk about that for a minute. You had that incredible win over Alabama, and now you're going to play, as you do, in front of 100,000 in Neyland Stadium. What kind of energy are you expecting tomorrow night on a Halloween weekend when the team can break out their dark mode uniforms and go with the black helmets, jerseys, and pants?
Yeah, dark mode will be, it's one of our fan favorites for sure. Our fans love our traditions, but they've enjoyed some of the new twists that we've put on them. I kind of said this earlier in the week to our fan base. Good teams get better throughout the course of the season. Good fan bases get better too. So we're expecting this to be as electric an atmosphere as we've had inside of Neyland this year.
So last thought, Josh, what about Knoxville? They were so hungry. I mean, this is a proud fan base that was so hungry for something good to happen, and obviously you're far exceeding any expectation. What is the vibe like in the community and with the fan base? How excited are they?
Yeah, I haven't been out in the community much here in the middle of the season, but the city is on fire. It's orange everywhere. You can feel the pride. The celebration after the Alabama game, you could see the energy revitalized inside of our program. Tennessee football is a great sense of pride. for everybody in Knoxville, but across the state of Tennessee and really Vol Nation across the country. It's been fun to see us put it in front of everybody again, the Power T and across the country. And, excited about the next part of our journey. This one's a big one. And looking forward to going and competing tomorrow night with our guys.
I think it's amazing, not only what you've built, but how you play, how you win, the way you carry yourselves. Amazing story. Next opportunity coming up Saturday night. Number 19 Kentucky comes to Knoxville. Josh, I really appreciate it. I know your schedule. I know you made it a point to come on and help us get this done. So thank you very much for that. Good luck this weekend, and great to get caught up.
I appreciate it. Always great being on your show.
You too, Josh. Thanks so much.